In this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the Tech Zone.
Welcome back to the Tech Zone, ABC News Radio KMET. Paul Amadeus Lane, you are in the Tech Zone. Thank you so much for joining me. When I went to broadcasting school back in 2006, I had an opportunity to build up a relationship with one of my radio brothers. And he and I, we hit it off because we're around the same age. We're both married, and we just really clicked. And I remember when I graduated before him from broadcasting school, and I was having a hard time finding a job. And I was telling him, you know what, I think I'm going to try to do some streaming myself, my own streaming online radio station. And his wife was a computer guru, computer major. I believe she was a programmer, but she was very high up when it comes to computers. And she reached out to me and said, hey, you know, I want to help you out. And so she found out a way that I could stream a radio station if I wanted to, help me out and everything. But then I ended up getting a job at KFWB, and her husband, who I was in school with, Angel, called him the Guardian, we'd always keep in touch with each other. You know, whenever we got a job, we're like, hey, you got this. We always keep in touch and really encouraging with each other. And he told me about a job opening up at the station that he was at. I was at KFWB in Los Angeles, about an hour and a half from my house, and I always wanted to get closer to my home. So this station was close to my home. I ended up getting a job while I was still working at KFWB, but he and I continued to work together. We had a blast together. What would happen, sometimes he would bring little treats that his wife would make at home. They were outstanding. They were delicious. And his wife has taken that passion and her love of food to inspire ones out there. And I'm so happy that I have an opportunity to talk to her right now about the journey that she's been on and just how it's been and how she's been able to inspire and change lives by her amazing, amazing message. And I'm so happy right now to have one of my great friends on with me to talk about her passion and her love and what she's doing out there on the digital format. My great friend Natalie Weiser Orozco. Nat, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, Paul?
I'm doing fantastic. What you been up to, mama?
Good. Man, just doing my recipe development, food photography. That's what I'm doing, man.
You know,
trying to spread the good word about natural, fresh ingredients, you know, so we can rocket life.
That's what I'm talking about. You do a fantastic job. And I kind of talked about this before I had you on about, you know, how we met and how your husband and me are great friends, with the broadcasting school together, work together, and just how you helped me out. When I first got out of broadcasting school, I remember you and I chatted, and you were going to help me to do some streaming and everything. So I always love just how passionate you are about technology and how smart you are and how bright you are when it comes to being a computer geek like me. So to see what you're doing now, I am so happy. I remember when you started this journey back in 2010. Nat, what made you just want to start this journey and become the devil wears parsley?
Well, it all started when, I've always had a love of cooking. So that was obviously the big catalyst. But I used to follow the Pioneer Woman. I'm sure that a lot of people are familiar with her. She now has a show on the Food Network. But back in the day, she didn't have her show yet, but she was really popular. She had tens of thousands of followers. And I was thinking to myself, I'm a programmer. I'm a software developer. I can do this myself. I know that I can, set up my website, set up the database, and, the hard part would be coming up with the content, really. I've been doing software development for, at that time, 6 years. was working on my master's in computer science. So I was like, let's do this. And then shortly after that, so it was May 2010, and shortly after that, my father, he had been battling lung cancer, and I 1 month after I launched my website, he passed. And then I wanted to show people that if we eat better, we can help beat cancer, or at least try to, and live healthier lives. So that's where my direction went pretty much in the beginning. Just let's show people that we can heal our bodies with food. So that's where it all kind of stemmed from.
And you know what? And I want to just speak on something right quick about your cooking skills. I remember when Angel would bring stuff into the station that you would make, and I remember how good it was. I was greedy. I would eat it, and you're a phenomenal cook, and I can co-sign on that for all the viewers and the listeners out there that you're amazing, and that you're spot on about nutrition and how it can help us out physically. I know when I eat better, when I put whole foods in my body, I just feel better, and my labs come back, a lot better than it was if I'm pounding a cheeseburger, fries, and all the stuff that our bodies are really not meant to assimilate,
Right.
and that's what I really appreciated about your mission. And I remember when your father passed away, and it's something how when tragedies happen in our life, it's always refreshing to see how we can use that to help others. And that's one thing about you, Nat. When you look at just your website, the many videos that you post out there, it really tells that you care and you are passionate about what you believe in. And talk about some of the challenges that you face to make it to this point, to have that that format out there, and the followers, and your videos are awesome too. I'll let everybody know about that as well too. But talk about the challenges.
The challenges are really connecting with people who are like-minded, because not everyone wants to hear like, oh, you should eat healthy. And by no means am I, perfect at all. I still have my cheeseburgers every now and then because, I mean, they're delicious. But some of the challenges are just trying to convey that message in a really fun way that draws people in. It's hard to do, and I'm still kind of developing that part of this brand of The Devil Wears Parsley. I want people to feed their inner rock star, which means everybody has that inner, like, confident self. And I think, like you said, when you put beautiful, local, whole ingredients into your bodies, you do feel better, and you can rocket life. And it's sometimes I feel like a broken record, but that's the main challenge, is really finding those little tiny ways to get people excited about eating, like a beautiful summer peach that's at the peak of perfection. You know what I mean? So that's the big challenge.
You're right. You're right. And looking at just some of the things that you have created, as I'm looking at your website right now, and we're gonna show some of this to ones who are watching us. The smoked hummus. I mean, where do you come up with these different recipes? I mean, because they are stunning and they look delicious. Where do you come up with this?
It's really a product. I am part of a group in LA called the what is it? It's Food Bloggers Los Angeles, and a lot of us get together. We have a mutual I guess you would call it a sponsor with Melissa's Produce. They invite us to events, and we, get to witness cookbook authors, um, present their books to us. And so I get exposed to a whole bunch of different recipes. And it's a combination of seeing all these beautiful recipes, um, and one, determining whether they're vegan or not, because I am a plant-based person. That started almost, it was like a year and 8 months ago. Um, but I take those recipes and find ways to make them completely plant-based. So that's the one side. And then the other side is, in that particular recipe, the smoked hummus, there's this company called Bourbon Barrel Foods that specializes in smoked spices. So there's smoked pepper, there's smoked salt, there's bourbon smoked paprika, which is my absolute favorite spice. I have to have it in my kitchen at all times. And I was like, how can I make this hummus kind of barbecue like, So you just add in those smoked spices and there you have it. And it's just delicious. So I just kind of, I relax and I meditate. And I know this sounds hokey, but I I just kind of let the recipes come to me, and I try not to force it, because when you force recipe development, that's when you can almost sense the disingenuousness.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. And when you're able to express your passion in arts and craft, especially when it comes to food, you could separate the real from the fake. Ones who really believe in what they are doing, and those who are just doing it just because they're trying to make money. And I look at you and what you're able to do. Even the food creations. I think you even did an avocado rose. You taught some people how to do that too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is stunning. And I can't wait to come see that kitchen personally. That
Oh,
that remodel that you guys did. I mean, we're showing some of the pictures right now from your website of this kitchen. Nat,
all right.
this kitchen right here. I'm like, wow, where did you come up with this idea?
Well, we did a lot of research, Angel and I, my husband. We just went on website after website after website, and we knew what appliances we wanted. I've always wanted a gourmet kitchen. So the appliances were kind of set, but as far as the design, we wanted something edgy, and we wanted the most metal kitchen ever, because I'm big metalhead, you know me. Um, so we knew we wanted to have black in there somewhere. We saw a kitchen on, I think it was the Wolf and Sub-Zero website, that had blue kitchen cabinets, and we were like, dude, that is cool. And blue is one of my favorite colors, and we just went for it. Our cabinet maker, we used a local guy here in Moreno Valley who did our custom cabinets for a good price, and he really worked so well with us on the color and making sure it was right before we did that. And the countertops, I destroy things quite often, and we knew that the countertops had to hold up to that. And it might look like marble to you, but it's actually a material called quartzite. It's not actual quartz, but it's a limestone that is forged in, well, the bowels of the earth, and it's extremely durable. And that is where we really kind of splurged with it. I can cut on it. I can leave lemon juice out. Like with marble, if you leave lemon juice or wine, it can etch the surface. And while some people like that aesthetic, I want this kitchen to last forever. So that was the inspiration for everything. And the black tile behind the stove is actual titanium, hence the absolute total metal kitchen. We actually had it shipped in from Australia, had it custom made, and it makes me happy every day to cook in that kitchen.
I love it. So it's titanium, right?
Yeah.
No, I love it. It looks stunning, and like I said, I'm gonna come stalk you guys at the house so I can check it out. But when
Oh,
you
anytime. Come on down.
but and when you look at just how you're able to share this passion. I know you do a lot of videos out there. You share videos and everything. I know sometimes you and Angel, you guys do like a beer review. That was cool too. And talk about how just where we're at in the stream of time when it comes to technology, being in the computer field, that this makes it possible for ones like yourself to get your message across. Because let's face it, when we were growing up, Nat, it was just the newspaper, television, and radio. And not everyone had an opportunity to have their stories told because of just, the gatekeepers would put people on different interviews at these different stations. Editors will only, talk to certain people. But now with the advent of social media, websites, YouTube, you name it, that we can create our own brand and talk about just how important that has been in the stream of time.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely set yourself out there these days. I mean, our phones, people are YouTube stars that just do videos on their phones. And it's just amazing to me how our technology has moved so quickly in just the past, I mean, even 10 years. Um, but it's been really nice to use technology in that sense. Even the cameras and the websites and the social media, you everybody can do it now. And one of the problems, though, that comes across with that too is because everybody can do it, there's so much content out there that you end up having to sift through. And this is where I think my computer science background really sets me apart. A lot of being able to find the content that you want is based on things like SEO, which is so important. Making sure you tag your images properly, making sure that you're putting phrases out there that people search for. That is really something that I don't know if a lot of people really think about, but if you want to get noticed and draw in your audience of like-minded individuals, that type of stuff is just paramount. I cannot stress how important that is.
No, you're spot on. You're spot on. Because sometimes I think we think it's so easy just to go out there. I got a website. I got these images, and why I'm not getting any followers. But the SEOs are very, very important, and it shows. You're a triple threat. It kind of reminds me. You remember the movie White Chicks with the Wayne brothers and Terry Crews, and remember when
I think so.
when
I'm a bad movie watcher.
no, it was one. It was one when Terry Crews was like hitting on Marlon Wayans. Marlon was dressed up like a woman, and he did something. He said, "That's wifey right there. That's wifey right there." So when we look at how you are, Nat, you're a triple threat. You know about computer. You're a geek like me. You're an amazing cook. I can see why Angel wifed you up because you're just an amazing person. So
Aw, thank you.
So Nat, when we look at just some of the things how you marry this together and what you've done is awesome. Your love of metal, your love of music. You've even gotten some, I guess, some metalheads to eat a little better too, haven't you? You've been able to talk to them about that, right?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the friends that we hang out with, they're meat eaters, which, I think that everybody is just at a different space in their life. And I was a meat eater back in the day. But I always knew that, eating plants, especially leafy greens, is just so good for your health. And, it's something like, I promote that on my website absolutely because that's my own little soundboard soapbox. But when it comes to my friends, I don't push my ideas on them. I try to keep a good boundary there, just because I don't want people to feel uncomfortable or, just, I want them to still hang out with me. I don't want to be, some activist. I don't know if I can cuss on here, but I don't want to. I don't want to be,
A zealot, right?
in your face all
Yeah.
the time. So what I found works the best is just doing what I'm doing for myself. If it's potluck, I'll bring some delicious vegan dish and people eat it and they like it. And I've had friends tell me like, "Oh, I'm eating more vegetables these days." And it's kind of just a lead by example type of thing when I'm in, real life social situations. But people have been eating better and we're not getting any younger. So, we had our 20s and 30s to be, bad food wise. And I think, when we're getting up in our 40s and 50s, it's time to take account of, how we want to exist in this world. And people are, it seems like now they're kind of grabbing onto that a little bit more.
No, you hit it right on the head, Nat. Because when I was younger, boy, I used to put it away, and now that I'm getting older, it's putting me away. So I gotta make sure make these great choices and everything. And Nat, before I let you go, is there anything else out there you'd like to speak on, especially when it comes to the devil wears parsley? Where do you get your inspiration from some of the pictures that you take? I mean, you and Angel have been photographers for a while, and
Yeah.
and talk about just where do you get your inspiration to take these stunning pictures? Because sometimes we look at, oh, it's just a picture, but no, I mean, you use a lot of thought in these pictures. And where do you get your inspiration from?
I get my inspiration from the actually really the metal community. I have always considered myself a, a darker person, in the sense that I love that kind of imagery. I love dark imagery. So the inspiration for the photos comes from that. I want to showcase the food in just a dark ambiance. And that can be really tough when you're dealing with lighting. And I do shoot all in natural light just because it's easier. Shooting with lights is incredibly difficult, especially with how shadows are. And I consider myself a continual learner. While I do, I think my photos are good. I think they can always be better. So I'm constantly doing that, constantly setting up scenes in my little studio that I call. It's actually my dinner table, but it's where the light is the best. And yeah, sometimes shoots will take over an hour. Sometimes they'll take over 3 hours, especially when you're talking video. That's like a whole day's work of actual shooting. But even before that, it's all the preparation that goes into that. Like, what shots do I want to get? Am I going to do progress photos if I'm doing just strictly photos? So a lot of thought goes into it. But I think it's rewarding because the pictures turn out really good. And hopefully, one of the things that people have brought up in the past is that it looks so unattainable when you present them with a beautiful photo and say, hey, this recipe's easy. So I'm trying to kind of strike a balance there, but I really love making it beautiful and appetizing, and I want to get people drooling over plants.
No, and you do a stunning job. And then people who are haters, tell them to be quiet. Tell them just to enjoy the picture. I mean, quit being haters out there. I mean, there's enough stuff to complain about on the internet and social media than some doggone pictures that you took. I mean, come on, people. I got your back, Nat. You send them to me. I'll take care of them for you. And that's what would really, I would like to change the conversation out there, because it seems like the more controversial, the more hate filled that you are, the more traction you get on social media. My goal is to make sure that we highlight ones out there who are empowering people, who are good natured people out there, to say, hey, instead of looking at the controversy out there, go to The Devil Wears Parsley. Learn about these great crafts. Check out Nat's awesome kitchen. She has some awesome cats too. I mean, do all these things, and it's like, and that's why you are such a refreshing bit of fresh air for people out there to follow, because you're inspirational and everything. And so,
Thank you.
how can people find out more information about you, Nat?
TheDevilWearsParsley.com is my main hub. I am on Instagram quite a bit at DVL Wears Parsley. You can find me there. Same handle for Twitter too. And I would like to close out by saying that I think that we should also, in addition to feeding our bodies, we really should be better stewards to our planet. And like you said, just the positivity, we need to promote that and be good to one another, be good to our planet. And yeah, so thedevilwearsparsley.com.
Awesome.
And if you subscribe, let me just say one last thing. If you subscribe to my newsletter, I do have a vegan starter kit that you get sent immediately. It's got a grocery list and 5 recipes to kind of kickstart if you're interested in being plant-based. So make sure to check that out.
I love that. I didn't even know that. Let me subscribe right now. Signing up right now as we speak, so I can get my vegan what do you call it? Shopping list. And,
yeah.
Okay, so let's play a little metal trivia here, okay? Now I know you're gonna make some people mad here, but best metal group of all time.
Oh, for me, it's for me or globally?
For you.
For me, Static X.
Oh yeah, and that was sad when Wayne passed away. That was
yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, that was tough. Best metal song of all time.
Best metal song. Oh boy, gosh, that is tough. I would say Walk by Pantera.
Okay, all right. Best metal collaboration crossover, like either with rap, either with country, or whatever. Best metal crossover.
Metal crossover, Public Enemy and Anthrax, Bring the Noise, back in, I think it was like the early 90s or something. Oh, yeah. I get down on that every time it comes on the radio. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, we were young back then, weren't we, Nat?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Last one. Metal song that sucked of all time. No, I'm just joking. You don't have to answer. We're keeping it positive. Never mind that. Nat, great talking to you, my dear. Hey, and looking forward to having you on again and chatting it up about the Devil Wears Parsley and things like that. Always great to talk to you, my dear.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Dan.
A huge shout out to my buddy, Natalie Weiser Orozco. Nat, that's what I call it. The Devil Wears Parsley. An amazing person. Make sure you check her out. Show her some love. Don't forget to sign up for that newsletter. She's hooking us up. And give her some love. Give her some support. We need to support more people like that who are positive, who are encouraging out there in this media, in the social media world that we all live in. All right, when we get back, my closing thoughts here on the Tech Zone. Be right back.
In this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the Tech Zone.